Sharing the Trials of Life. The Ego. By Master Shih Cheng. We cannot ask others to do the impossible, but we should demand this of ourselves. Our characters should be as smooth and polished as sea-washed pebbles, rather than as rough and abrasive as stones dynamited from mountainside cliffs. But think about it. Ask yourself, where was I before I was born? What am I in this world? What did I really gain after arguing with others today? When am I ever really myself? By reflecting on these questions, you will probably discover that each self is but an illusion. You should not think of yourself as being more important than others, but at the same time, you should not look down on yourself. Even if you are only a tiny bolt, you must make sure that you are screwed in tightly. It is because people put themselves at the center of their lives that there is illness and trouble in the world. People should humble themselves, as though they did not exist in this world. You may pretend to be stupid toward others in order to avoid arguments, but you can never fool yourself. Trying to do so wastes your time and your life. We should constantly examine ourselves. We may have good, loving hearts, but are we actually showing them? Think about your words and actions that may have offended others. Through constant self-examination, we avoid making big mistakes. If we want to truly help others get rid of their troubles, we must do so wisely according to what they really need. People often forget the meaning of humility. When they understand something a little bit, they think that they are so wonderful. They always think that what they say and do it better than anyone else. They are always so egoistic. The way that a person talks reveals his character and credibility. The most important thing in his relationships with others is to make himself trustworthy. He can cultivate his moral character by behaving sincerely and honestly, and by refraining from criticizing others. Accepting the criticism of others is a kind of lesson. You should listen carefully and then behave prudently. You should eliminate arrogance, stubbornness, and egotism so that you can cultivate morality and conduct yourself properly. In order to turn a piece of iron into something useful, we must melt and refine it in a furnace and then hammer and bend it into the proper shape. The chastisements we receive from others are like the hot fire in a furnace. If we can bear these trials, we will become successful people. We cannot demand that others act perfectly. It is better to demand perfection of ourselves. We must not demand that others change to suit us. It is better for us to adapt to others. People's minds are often influenced by the outside world. We happily hold our heads high when we are in favorable circumstances, only to grieve and weep when we are in trouble. A person's mind cannot remain calm if his emotions are dominated by the outside world.